up, America? It's your girl bringing you some news you can use. We are live, IntellectualRadio.com, which is an iHeart radio station. You can catch us locally, nationally, or internationally. Today, we got a great show lined up for you. We got some amazing people here in the studio. So, in this intellectual dialogue hour, we're going to be sharing information, providing inspiration, and giving introspection. Today, who I have on the guest, I have someone from a gentleman, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself because he can introduce himself better than me. He is affiliated with Krispy Kremes, and we got Krispy Kremes in the studio today. And his name is Carlos. Amazing gentleman. He's going to tell you how he came about and how he ended up at Krispy Kremes. A great journey entrepreneur. We also have in the studio today Charmin Edwards. She's an innovator. I lost my thought. She's an innovator, she's an entrepreneur, and she's an inventor. And so she's going to tell you how she got started and how that all came about. So don't go anywhere. Please share the broadcast. We are live, IntellectualRadio.com, making waves with Miss Darci. You can catch me here every Tuesday and Thursday, starting at 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Here on this show, you get to be yourself, benefit yourself, challenge yourself, and hopefully you'll go away with some great nuggets that inspire you and be able to share with individuals. So don't go anywhere. We got a couple of bills to pay. We're going to come right back with both of our guests. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in a moment.
Hi, my name is Timo Olivia Tate. Listen to Making Waves with Miss Darci on iHeart and iHeart radio station. Tuesday at 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. We love you, Miss Darci.
American Express for travel and entertainment worldwide.
Just show them this, the American Express card.
Someday, I may even use it on the moon. It's a bomb stick. Oh! So you can replace plane tickets, traveler's checks, a lost star. Really? That works?
Hey, this is Lenny Williams, and I enjoy listening to IntellectualRadio.com and Making Waves with Miss Darci.
It's 2 for $5 coming at you live.
Hey, sir, welcome to Burger King. How are you? See what he
No
orders.
pressure. All of America's watching.
Original chicken sandwich.
Big King! And the foul.
How you going to lose when you mix and match?
Mix and match 2 large premium sandwiches for $5 only at Burger King.
Good morning. What can I get for you?
A medium hot coffee, cream and 2 sugars, please.
Medium hot coffee, cream, 2 sugars. Sounds good.
At Dunkin', we make your coffee just the way you like it. If not, we'll make it again on the spot. That's the DD commitment. America runs on Dunkin'.
Good morning. What can I get for you?
A medium hot coffee, cream and 2 sugars, please.
Medium hot coffee, cream, 2 sugars. Sounds good.
At Dunkin', we make your coffee just the way you like it. If not, we'll make it again on the spot. That's the DD commitment. America runs on Dunkin'. It's a new year and the first anniversary of our revolutionary treatment. Celebrate with an amazing Imagine yourself as
Welcome back. See, I Dream of Jeannie. See how I go away and come back and I got guests sitting right here next to me in the studio. You can catch Making Waves with Miss Darci right here, broadcasting live, Intellectual Radio. We are locally, nationally, internationally on iHeart Radio every Tuesday and Thursday starting at 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. If today is your birthday, happy birthday from Making Waves with Miss Darci and crew. Both of my hosts are not here today. One had a prior commitment and the other one just could not be here. So hopefully we'll see them here in the studio on Thursday. But you know how I roll. I got to keep it moving. So I'm here. I got 2 guests here to keep me company today. And so before we get started, we have an entrepreneur, but they're both entrepreneurs, innovative entrepreneurs. And then we have an inventor. And then we have Carlos. His story is so amazing. And so what's your story? So please give me a call if you would like to share your story. I would love, because your story would inspire someone, uplift someone, and encourage them to maybe come out or step out of their comfort zone. And so people say, well, my story is not going to help anybody. If you just help one person, that's a start. So before further ado, why don't you people introduce yourselves and tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, first of all, I want to say, Darci, thank you so much for inviting me. This is a pleasure. And my name is Charmin Edwards, and I'm the inventor of Rockulocks.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Darci. My name is Carlos Larcada. I run Chicagoland Restaurants. We're the Chicagoland franchisee for Krispy Kreme Donuts. It's our first brand ever as we started up our business a few years ago. And just kind of getting our feet wet in the franchising world. Okay. And it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I met him a week ago today, as a matter of fact, but it was a little earlier in the morning than this. So, Carlos, tell us a little about yourself. I know you were a native from Miami.
That's right. Yes. Born and raised in Miami. I've been made my treks around the country. Went to school in New York, started my career in Los Angeles, went back to Miami for a while, and now I'm in Chicago with this opportunity. Essentially, I'm a 15-year food and beverage veteran.
Right. Tell us a little bit about that, because you started with Levy.
I started with Levy Restaurants.
Okay.
I was at Staples Center. So I was there, for the LA Lakers last kind of championship run. I worked 3 different Grammy shows, the Emmys, the ESPYs. So I got my feet wet with some really huge events, lots of food and beverage going on, and I realized this is what I was cut out for. And when I moved back home to Miami, I went into the sushi world.
Ooh,
a little bit of a change. Sure, yeah. I was in supermarket and special events sushi. Worked for a family chain of sushi restaurants. And so I had 10 Whole Foods markets and 2 universities, and then my American Airlines arena and a tennis tournament that happened every year. Kept me busy, and it was a lot of fun.
What made you want to do food?
I still don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
I went into school looking for a business degree and ended up with a hospitality degree, which is essentially a business degree with a specialization. And everything happens for a reason, right, Darci?
Right.
And I'm a firm believer in that. And after I got my first job in a restaurant, I tried hotels and spas and all that stuff. And finally, I went to New York City to work in a restaurant, and I said, this is it. Never leaving.
People person too, because when I met you, he was a people person. He was talking to the people that was standing out there in line. One gentleman had been at the grand opening in Hillside since 6:00 the day before.
That's right.
And I had to interview him. But he said that is what he does. So he was the first person at Apple. He got the new Apple phone. He was somewhere else, and he was the first person. Because I was like 6:00 the day before. I could see coming the night, but he was there that evening to make sure that he, was able to be the first one in line and flip the switch, I guess. So, Charmin, tell me a little bit about yourself. How you got started? How you got to be an inventor?
Well, I've been in the beauty industry for over 30 years. I love the beauty industry. And as a matter of fact, I opened up one of the very first Ulta-like stores 30 years ago. And of course, it was really difficult trying to help people understand that there definitely was a need for cosmetics for women of color. My store was different. We did custom blending, so we were able to get everybody. It could be white as snow or beautiful and black as the night, and we were able to.
So you had something for everyone, no matter what the skin tone.
No matter what, because we blended it there. Okay. We would cut your powders, blend your foundations, and then you were able to name it.
Really?
So we were the hottest thing in town.
So you had like cream, foundation, all of that?
Everything.
Really?
Eyeshadows. You could pick out your eyeshadows. At that time, it was brand new and innovative to pick out your shadows. You bought your compact, and then you picked what colors you wanted, and you put it in there. So everything was customized.
Why beauty?
And
for you, why was it beauty?
Well, I think, first of all, I had a drop dead gorgeous mother. I just admired my mother. She was stunning. And so I just loved makeup. I loved beauty. And then my brother got into the beauty industry, and I just followed him. I just thought, and then I saw the need for cosmetics for all women, because, African American women, we come in so many beautiful shades. And so you just can't create a shade. It's very difficult because it's your undertones.
Correct.
So you need to make sure you have the right undertones, and so that's what I did. Got an opportunity to do QVC with a lip powder
You were on QVC?
Yeah, on QVC Live.
Makeup, period.
Yeah.
Anything with makeup and hair, that's like $1 trillion.
$1 trillion.
I think it's no longer a million or billion. It's like $1 trillion industry. So how did you come about to get on QVC?
Well, I competed with over 400 people. At that time, QVC they were just starting out, and they had what they called their 50 and 50 tour.
Okay.
And they were going to all 50 states looking for the most innovative products. And unfortunately, we sold out in 2.5 minutes.
Wow.
And I had everyone on there, African American, Latino, white, just saying cosmetics is about skin type, not skin color, skin type. And we did so well. I honestly didn't think I was going to go.
You were kind of shocked, weren't you?
I really wasn't shocked because I had everybody up there, and I really wanted to prove to America that you keep creating these boxes, saying that you have to be this or you have to be that. But I was thrilled, but I was saddened that we didn't get picked up by a broker to really get mass distribution. And that problem still exists today, unfortunately. But that's how I kind of got started down that road.
Carlos, you got all these other donut chains. What is so unique about Krispy Kreme?
We still make them in-house twice a day. We still.
So you do it twice a day?
Twice a day. We have a 12-hour shelf life on our donuts. So that machine's constantly running. Our competitors, if they make them in-house, they make them at 2:00 in the morning.
Correct.
And if you show up there at 5, you're getting an old product. And donuts are like bagels. They have to be fresh. They have to be made, as recently as possible to really get, the differentiation from.
And the machine is so unique. I mean, they have the machine there. You can actually watch them coming through with this glaze. And I'm like, look at this machine.
Sure.
It is so unique.
They're so good.
I like fresh.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're fresh,
yes,
because I can go in another food chain and get donuts, and know
absolutely.
that they've been there because they're kind of, they're not necessarily stale, but they're not fresh. I'll just put it like that.
They've been there a long time.
They've been there a while. So now, Carlos, you were in Miami. Why on earth did you come to Chicago?
I love Chicago. People tell I hear that at least once a day.
Why did you come to Chicago?
Carlos, what were you thinking?
Right.
And I think it's a great town. Miami, is a great place to grow up and visit, and it's obviously beautiful and very green. But it rains every day at 4:00. It downpours, and there's no fall. There's no spring.
In Miami, right? Because it's just like that all the time, right?
Every single day is exactly the same. I brought my wife here with me, and she didn't own a single pair of of closed-toe shoes before.
Right. I know she ain't got no Parker or Nordica, nothing. But I bet she got one now.
Oh, she's good now.
I know she got boots, hat, scarf, gloves.
We went shopping.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow. So tell us now, the first Krispy Kreme was
it opened in 1937 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Oh, it was in Carolina.
That's right. Okay. The founder, Vern Rudolph, he bought the recipe from a Cajun French chef in New Orleans. And he was sitting around, I think the way the story goes is he was sitting on a curb trying to figure out what he was going to do with his new asset, where he was going to set up shop, and he was smoking a pack of Camel cigarettes. And he flips his pack around. Camel cigarettes are made in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So he said, that's where I'm going. And that's what he did.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, it started as a wholesale warehouse. So they were producing in mass for, grocery stores and convenience stores and whatnot. And one day he blew a hole out in the wall and put a window in so that people could come buy hot donuts as the machine was running. And that's where the Hot Light was born. So when people saw the Hot Light, they could walk up to the window and get a hot donut. So,
because you had the first person here in Hillside, because I was like, what do they mean by they're gonna flip the switch for the Hot Light? I'm like, what is it? I asked him. I was like, what is this Hot Light? Well, and then when he told me what it was, then I was like, okay, that's kind of unique. So he was there.
It's like the bat symbol.
And then where did he go after there? Tell me, how did he? So where is Krispy Kreme's at now?
So Krispy Kreme is everywhere now. Okay. We've got about 350 stores in this country, but there's about 1,100 stores outside of the United States. It's a huge international brand. known worldwide, and it's just one of those feel-good brands, like Disney, like McDonald's.
Right.
People recognize it. They know they're in for a good time when they come through.
So what made him pick Chicago? Because I think the one they did in Chicago was like on Harlem or somewhere.
So Chicago is a franchise market. So so my company, Chicagoland Restaurants, our idea is to be a multi-brand franchisee, right? So eventually we'd like to have 100 units of 5 different brands all across,
not just
spectrum.
Not just Krispy Kreme.
Not just Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme is our first brand.
It's the first brand. Okay.
We're always looking for a great opportunity to come by, and we'd love to jump on something else. But so we chose Chicago as a market, and Krispy Kreme sells entire markets, right? Say you're a franchisee of Dunkin' or a franchisee of McDonald's.
Right.
You might have one on this corner, and then you've got another franchisee a few blocks down. We have the exclusive to Cook County. And not just the exclusive, we have the responsibility to develop Cook County by 2021.
So now, since you've been at Levy, you've been at the sushi. So now, when you say your organization is opening up different brands of restaurants, so it don't have to necessarily be Krispy Kreme. It could be a variety.
That's right.
But when you do the contract, you're doing exclusive to certain areas.
It depends on the brand.
It depends on the brand.
The exclusivity for the market is specific to Krispy Kreme.
Okay.
There are other brands that do the same. But I think the majority of it is no, you have the right to build a location, and then you find your location, get it approved by the brand, and then move forward with it. It does take a little bit of capital to secure an entire market. So, because we obviously guaranteed to Krispy Kreme that we'll have that done.
Right. So now, for you, thinking about when you were in Miami and then coming to Chicago, and you worked at a variety of entities,
sure,
and types and categories, and so now you're building a brand by doing selective restaurants.
Sure.
Do you think that came from you working at different restaurants to come into, now this is your next journey for?
I believe that, yes.
Okay.
And having that experience from different types of food service, I like to tell people I started at the most corporate possible type of location, union employees, 50 managers in the building, and just a real hierarchy and bureaucracy that's normal to any big corporation. Then I moved, slowly but surely, I've moved down to now, I am the corporate office all by myself of this company. And the idea is that we build this business so that we can just add on more brands with the bones that we're building with our Krispy Kreme franchise.
That's unique. And then I'm looking at where you worked in the different places that you worked and how you increased sales.
Sure.
When you even did Whole Food Markets, 4 million, 6 locations, 7 million, 13 locations. So wherever you're going, you have that niche to not only just build a franchise or a location and have exclusive, but you're also generating the revenue to go along with it.
Sure.
Because it's one thing to do this and then don't have the revenue to match up. So I still don't know why you came to Chicago, but I know Chicago is a good place.
Money, Darci.
Right. Chicago, we known for food though.
Sure.
Pizza, soul food, donuts. We're known for certain things. People come to Chicago to have a good time, but they come to eat. It's like certain towns don't have like deep dish and home run in, and they don't have that. So we have like a variety of food and industries to go. So, Charmin, when you left QVC, what was your next step for your invention?
I did, for that particular invention, I used the money to do an infomercial.
Oh, okay.
And I had hired a team to, get everything together for me. And unfortunately, the name they chose for the infomercial was already used by another company.
Okay.
And so, of course, you've got all these lawyers now calling you to tell you to cease and desist.
Oh, they had already did it before they knew.
They didn't check. And of course, I was still learning.
You're learning as you're going, right?
And so, I paid them to do what they were supposed to do.
Oh, wow!
And they didn't. And so, it was a hard
you
lesson.
Live and you learn.
But yeah. But now the beauty of it is when you learn these lessons, is that you're able to bring them back so that people don't make those mistakes.
Yeah. It's not a setback, it's a setup.
It's a setup.
You learn from that,
right.
But then you grow from that and you go on, because I just got invited to produce infomercial for As Seen on TV.
Mm-hmm.
From the Chicago's Inventors. Remember, we both were there.
Yes.
So I'm getting that together now to pitch, as well as the gentleman that was there from Shark Tank. So they both reached out to me, and I have to create what they're asking for with the lighting, with everything. And so I'm just going to use just my brand and my logo.
Right.
Because I've never did this before. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And you're right. I didn't know that. So sharing that is good for people that are listening or thinking about doing something.
Yes.
You have to check, just like when you're starting a business. I'm a grant writer. So when you start a business, you have to post that name or go and search and make sure nobody has that name before you fill out that tax identification number. Because if somebody else has it, you can't use it.
Right.
You know, so that's good. And they should have known because that's what you paid them for.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. So what are you doing now? So what are you?
After that, I was working at a job. I worked for the railroad.
Okay.
And I had to wear braids because working on and off the train, you can't be cute all the time.
Okay.
And so that was a problem.
Say what? What do you mean you can't be cute all the time?
Your hair is all over the place, and I don't like ponytails.
Okay.
For me, anybody that does that's fine, but for me. So my sister convinced me to wear braids.
Okay.
And I did, and I've never looked back. I had them for 18 years. Couldn't find anything to hold my hair. I went to wash my car, the ribbon slid out, and I took the cell phone charger. Remember when they were coily like this?
Yeah.
And I took the cell phone charger and I got out of my car because that's all I had. And I did like this, and I wrapped it and I twisted it and I did like that. And I was like, oh my God, this is it.
Wait. So wait a minute. Hold on. Cause we're going to have to rewind that. I'm with y'all too. I'm looking at her too. And I'm sitting next to her on Facebook. So you took that's what the cell phone used to look like.
That's what it used to look like. And when you took the big part, plugged it in your car.
Right. And the other part went to your back of your phone.
That's right. And I had nothing. I had no idea what work.
So you were just sitting, where were you at?
I was washing my car.
And so so your hair was so you just grabbed your hair and wrapped.
Well, I was washing the car and the ribbon slid out. And I said, oh my God, I can't wash my car.
So you need something to pin your hair up.
Put my hair up. And I sat in the car and just thought about it.
So now do that again.
So this is what I did. So I
what?
I pulled it out.
Right.
And I bent over like this. And then I went like this. I wrapped it, twisted it, wrapped again. And I said, oh my God, this is it. So the big part that you stick in.
Was sticking straight out, right?
And I said, oh, that could be a big diamond. Because one thing I always hated was women who are all dressed up going to the award shows and they'd have a rubber band. I mean, you've got on this $30,000 dress with a rubber band.
Yeah.
So I said, no, this should be a diamond or something,
I mean, but can you, because I'm liking that, because I could take my hair and put it in a ponytail. Yes. And can you customize it?
You can customize them. Well, this is what I did.
Wait a minute. So what do you call this?
This is Rockulocks.
Rockulocks. That's your email.
Right. Rockulocks for you too.
I kept saying, what is, because I saw the email and I said, what do this? Rockulocks. ROCYALOX. The number 4. Let me see this, girl.
The letter U, the number 2. Rockulocks for you too at Gmail.
And it stays. And here's the beauty of it. The coils hold your hair gently, so it doesn't take your hair out. It's real, because I'm tenderhead. You see, I gotta inspect this because I couldn't do the rubber band because when I put it on, I couldn't get it off, and I had to find the scissors to cut it. I'm tenderhead. I can't do that.
Let me tell you, this is the African American mother's dream for Afro puffs. Can you imagine? Now you can put an Afro puff in just like that. So no more crying, no tears, no more nothing.
My grandbaby needs that. My nieces
wrap and twist. That's it.
Now, what made you do that's like what's that?
Well, it's a bear. It's actually supposed to be a bear, but we couldn't make it exactly like the Chicago
then can
bear.
You make this orange
we can do it any
so you can customize.
We can customize.
So where can they find this?
Well, they can go to our website, which is Curl Friends, which is KURL/FRE. Curl Friends, KRURL/FRENZ.
Oh, Curl Friends.
Curl Friends /stuff myshopify.com. and they can buy it. They can get them there. Today was our last day for Zulily. We were on Zulily.com this weekend.
So how much are those running for? If you just you have just regular ones, and then you have ones you can customize.
Right. They'd have to call for customization.
Okay.
And there's a minimum that they have to order.
Okay.
But I started out with the ones for adults.
Okay.
And I used to have them with the beads and everything on. They were just beautiful. But then I said, you know what? It's so hard in the morning getting little girls ready. Of course, my little girl is big now, but I wanted something cute because I believe you have to start.
And it don't pull your hair out.
It doesn't pull your hair. You have to start with little girls when they're little. Mm-hmm. It's, let them know how beautiful their hair is. In order to keep them from losing their hair around the outer perimeter, you need something where you can just brush and go. This is so simple.
I need to order that for my 3 nieces. My grandbaby, she says she's not a kid anymore. She's a preteen because she just made 13.
Okay. Yeah.
And she keeps reminding me that certain things that we used to do, we can't do them because so I can't even imagine me trying to tell her that. She'd be like, no. But she might could do it for one ponytail because my grandbaby has long hair. But my nieces, I think, would love that.
Well, it's perfect for the shower. Yeah. When you have braids and you're trying to do everything to keep them up. That was my other problem. Taking a shower with my braids, nothing to hold it. I put a towel. The towel fall out.
That is so unique. Wow.
Thank you.
And now, do you have a patent?
And we do not have a patent.
Okay.
What we did was, we will because we're doing something else with them now.
Okay.
Because it was very
You're
difficult.
going to go to Chicago's Inventor Org for the patent? Do their pro bono program?
Right. Okay. They have a pro bono program there that I like. But we already, we're working on that already. But and here's the thing that I brought this coil like this to a company years ago. You see them everywhere now.
They everywhere.
And they weren't interested.
But not a ponytail.
Here's the thing, but they don't work this way for African American hair. You still have to pull it. It's still a struggle. The simplicity of it being open.
So you're revising it.
Right. Well, this is what we're doing now.
Okay.
But when you see these, that doesn't work. So we're trying to get people to understand, because you just wouldn't be, the things people say when you bring them to these stores to say this is something for African American hair because we have a problem, with hair coming out. Our hair breaks a lot quicker. Mm-hmm. And just some of the stores just are not receptive. It almost puts me back. Like, remember when you only had suntan colored pantyhose? And here I am, black as I am, and all you could wear is these suntan looking pantyhose. And it's like, really, people, I don't expect anyone to understand our hair, just like I don't understand suntan lotion. But I am smart enough to know.
I use sunscreen. I got to put something on my face for the heat.
Sunscreen. Yeah.
I got to put something on.
We have to have sunscreen.
But it takes time. It takes time. It takes time. Because even with my flat tummy water, when I started telling people about the flat tummy water and how much weight I had lost, and they just couldn't believe I didn't do any exercise. It was all natural. It was organic. So people are hesitant, and I get it because we've been bamboozled, as you want to say. People say, well, you get this, and it's going to do this for you. He said, Carlos, you get this, and your hair gonna look like Elvis Presley. And so Carlos go out and pay $200 for this, and he get it home, and he keep trying, and it don't do it. He can't take it back and get his $200 back. No. So it's like trial and error. With my flat tummy water, I had bought so many different things, which is a waste of money. And I know everybody has tried to get rid of they call love handles, cellulite, the roll in the middle, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Well, with the flat tummy water, I let people try it before they buy it for me. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so when they got to try it, they're going to feel different. Mm-hmm. And that's all people need to know, that it's a difference for some people. Mm-hmm. And then that's how I got into the hospitals. It's an error, and we live and learn. Yes. So that just keep going, because that is going to work. Because you got me sold. Yeah, thank you. Because I'm going to definitely get some for my nieces.
Thank you.
Carlos, tell us now. You opened up the Chicagoland store. Was that part of your team or no?
Yeah, so we've opened 3 stores so far in Chicagoland.
But they closed that one, the first one. The one on Harlem? Was it on Harlem?
Oh, so there was that was not me. There was a previous franchise here. I think they opened in '99.
Right. That was the first one here in Chicago.
In Summit.
And then they closed. Yeah, in Summit. That's where I couldn't think of where it was. And then they closed.
Sure. So they it was a different era in restaurant development. The idea was you build hard, you build fast, and maybe you don't do the due diligence that you need to do on your locations. And so all of a sudden they had 25 locations, this big corporate culture.
Oh, really?
And they had some awesome locations, and then they had some that were just eating them alive, and eventually those drove them down.
Because location is key. I'm a grant writer. All that plays a part. You can have the best business plan,
right?
Get the grant money, but location is key. You need to have parking. You need to make sure it's lit. Your hours need to be unique, and you need to have a drive-through, especially if it's a restaurant.
Right.
So a lot of, and those are just a couple. I'm not sure Carlos can tell us a whole lot more, but I know those are the things you have to. But that's for any business,
right?
If you're coming on this side of the street, they got to find a way to get on that side of the street, and that's on their way home.
They're not
going to do it because I know I won't.
No.
If I go to the grocery store and stop some bread or some eggs. And I'm like, I would love to go to that one, but that's out of the way. So I'm going to have to go to this one. Because I'm not finna go and make a U-turn and go cross the street and come back around and catch the light. And we got too much going on. We're not going to do that.
Exactly.
So the first one here that your team
was the Homewood location on 178th and Halstead.
So that was the one on the south side.
That's right. And what happened was, when they closed the previous group of franchise locations,
we didn't know what happened. We didn't get no notice, no nothing.
And they had to close a lot of locations that were doing very well on their own.
Really?
Oh yeah, the demand was still there. That Summit location, it closed doing a lot of money.
I know, because it was always a line.
It was always busy.
In Hillside, since they've been open, I just want to go there and get 2 donuts. It's a line.
It's possible,
and I'm going. They was like, where did you go? I said, I went to get Krispy Kreme. They said, all that time. I'm like, it was a line. They said, why did you go inside? It was a line inside too.
Sure. Yeah. In fact, that Summit location, I tried purchasing back from the bank because the bank foreclosed on it. And it belonged to the bank. It sat empty for many years. And so I approached the bank, to bring it back on board because it was already
a good spot.
Krispy Kreme. It was next to that Portillo's. Really busy area, and they refused. They had their mind set on putting in another bank branch, which is what they did.
That's what they have now.
That's
wow.
Right.
So if they had that, that would have been one of your locations.
Absolutely, we would have loved to have that on board.
So you got Homewood,
Evergreen Park, 91st and Western.
Also, there's one. I didn't know there was one in Evergreen Park.
Sure. So that opened a year ago.
Okay, so the one in Homewood opened when?
January of last year, 2017. So almost 2 years ago.
Okay, and then the one in Evergreen Park
was the same day as Hillside, so October the 10th of 2017.
Wait, you had 2 locations open up?
No, it's the same
a year ago.
A year ago.
Right. I was just going to say, wow, I couldn't go way out there and then get back over here to Hillside. Okay.
I'm just everywhere.
Wow. So you got Homewood, Evergreen Park, and now Hillside.
That's right. And
those
after
are
that,
some unique. Now, what made you? I know location is key. Why Homewood and Evergreen Park?
So a lot of times, it's all about how the real estate pans out, right?
Oh, okay.
Hillside is actually my favorite location.
I love Hillside.
It's a great spot in the middle of this.
Right off the expressway with all the.
It's amazing.
You can 290, 294, 88, Rockford, Milwaukee. Everything is right there at that intersection. They can hop off, get to the drive-through, hopefully, and get right back on and go downtown to work or get it coming home. I mean, it's a perfect spot that's right there, and it's always busy. We got Chase Bank, we got Home Run Inn, we got Jimmy John's, we got Marshall's, we got Target. So it's traffic is always in that area right there because I'm always over there at Home Run Inn or Jimmy John's. Sure. Now I added Krispy Kreme, so it's always there. But location. So go ahead. You were saying that it has something to do with the real estate market.
Yeah, right. Sure. So Hillside ended as the third location just because of issues we had, with the shopping center and the way things had to be laid out on our site. And we actually had to design the building twice, full construction drawings 2 times.
Really?
Absolutely. Because we did it the first time, we couldn't get all the tenants in the shopping center to sign off on it, and so we had to go back and do it.
Oh
again.
Wait, so the tenants had to sign off on it too?
They get a say on certain things like the height of the building and the positioning of the building. That's all written into any shopping center.
I didn't know that.
Agreement.
Okay, sure. You learn something new every day. Wow.
Yeah. So we've dealt with those agreements at every location so far. We're always we're in front of a Home Depot in Homewood. We're in front of a Menards in Evergreen Park. And
now, did you build all 3? I know you built Hillside.
We built all 3 from the ground up.
Really?
Absolutely. And it's a great experience, going through, building in Chicago is completely different from building in Miami or Los Angeles. And it's been quite the ride.
Okay.
So,
We're going to take a break, come back and find out what these innovative entrepreneurs got going on next for Krispy Kreme and for this cute ponytail holder. I hope she brought me a ponytail holder. We're going to have a problem up here at Intellectual Radio. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Share the broadcast. If you have a question for Krispy Kreme, or Carlos, or for Charmin Edwards, please call the studio 708-223-8953. We got innovative entrepreneurs here in the building. Again, if you want to talk to them or you have a question, 708-223-8953. Back in a moment. Well, y'all should have been a fly on the wall. We having a good conversation here on the break. I'm just like, I need to have my own makeup and name my own makeup. That would be so amazing. So I was asking them, what they got going on. So tell us, do you think you would bring that back for the makeup line? What's in store? What's up next for Charmin?
Well, what's up next really is making Rockulocks become the number one selling hair accessory in the world for all girls with hair, because we do know that rubber bands take girls' hair. You're going to take your hair out.
That's true.
The second thing is to put our line back out there, Arnell Nolan Cosmetics, where women can come in, do custom blending, name their foundations and name their powders, and exclusively, especially now at that time, we had everything on, little index cards.
Okay.
But now to know that we can just go in there and put it in with the technology, we could really work a whole lot faster. And because cosmetics really is about your undertone.
Yeah.
And we nailed the undertone. Once we got your undertone, it was just so exciting to sit there. You actually have to scoop out powder and chop it. Foundations, you put it in the bottles, you shake them in the beakers and stir them up and put them in there. And women were just so excited to get that perfect blend.
And then to name it, get the perfect blend that works for you, and then get to name it.
You get to name it, yeah.
Oh, women were just losing it. I already know, because I'd be like, girl, try Darci, or whatever the name is.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, you ain't got no makeup. Yes, I do. Look on the back.
Yeah.
Because you got to show folks that you got it.
Yes.
That you got it.
Yeah.
So, Carlos, what's next for Krispy Kreme? I know that you had I think it was through the 14th, where depending on when you buy a dozen donuts, you had a chance to win a dozen donuts for a year.
Yep,
who came up with that promo?
So Willy Wonka came up with that, if you remember,
I
holding
do.
the ticket in the chocolate bar in the movie. And so another franchisee out in Maryland gave it a shot on some store openings earlier this year. So we've always traditionally done the free donuts for a year if you're one of the first 100 in line. And we said we need to keep the excitement going for the week after opening. It's not just that first day.
So that you get the other people for between the grand opening and the 14th?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we had a great time. All of a sudden a box would come up. You had to buy a dozen donuts, and the tickets were hidden in the lid of the box.
Did anybody win in the store with the dozen?
Oh, sure, because we see the box when it comes out. The employee
so
that's packing the donuts. Not only do we know, we make a whole big hoopla about it.
Oh,
so
wow.
we announce it to everybody in line that's inside the shop. We scream at the top of our lungs. If there's a child with with a parent or a family, we'll introduce the child as the winner of the golden ticket. And it was a lot of fun. We had a really great time with it through Sunday.
Wow. So tell us about this event you guys have coming up on Saturday.
The Power 92 event. I actually don't have a lot of details.
No. The event downtown.
What's the event downtown?
With Brian McKnight, the orchestra.
Darci, I don't know about this event. Do I need to be somewhere?
Because she told. Well, I'm gonna pull it up and then I'm gonna read it because you got it. So tell us what's in store for you. What's in store? What's next for Krispy Kreme?
Sure.
What do you got going on with Krispy Kreme?
So we've got to build a few more stores in our contract with Krispy Kreme.
So is there a certain amount?
We have to do 8 total by 2021.
Now, are they all going to be here?
In Cook County, right. So we have to to populate the entire county. I've got some other target areas that we're still going after, the Schaumburg area, Orland Park, the northwest suburbs, and then the city itself, obviously. If we can get into River North, Lincoln Park, the Loop, South Loop, West
What
Loop.
about like Skokie or Evanston? Are you
Sure,
do something?
We'd love to.
Okay.
It's all the real estate.
But it's location and that. So you got it's a couple of scenarios you got to look for to make all of that happen.
We can't go the way of the previous franchise. So we're very careful with our site selection and the process.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
I didn't learn more about Krispy Kreme today than I even knew.
And what's really next for me, I don't wear makeup, but I'd love to go name my own product.
Right. So I was going to say, when she told me what was next, I was going to say, we have to bring Carlos in so that he can help us launch the nail polish part of that. I think that would be amazing.
Well, what's exciting for me listening to you, we're going to definitely connect because I did gourmet snowballs for a minute in Chicago.
Yeah.
And they were the hottest thing ever. So we need to talk.
Sure.
But one thing I want to put out there for your guest is we're going to kill that word. Black folks don't shop with one another. We just gonna bury that. We have to support. We have to support because we do support. That's why there's Beyonce. That's why there's Jay-Z. That's why there's you. People do support.
They do support.
And so we want to say thank you. That's why there's Rockulocks. People do support, and we have to say thank you. And the tongue is powerful. So we just want to speak good news and good things into people's brands. We want to be supportive of all brands, of all people doing good work, because that's where it is. The action and the excitement is speaking good on people.
Yeah.
So I tell people, please don't say people don't support, because they do.
They do.
They really do. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited Krispy Kreme is in town, but they're not close to me. I'm excited about that.
So maybe the next one may be close to you.
No, please no. Please no. I'm trying to recover from cancer, and they tell me cancer eats sweets. It's not good to eat a lot of sweets.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll eat them for you. I got my flat tummy water, so I'll be having a donut on this hand and my flat tummy water in the other hand, and I'll lose the weight.
Support.
Support. So what people do when they want a donut without the sugar, we'll if we're making donuts, we'll pull it before the glaze, and it's still it's still it's still fried dough.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I'm gonna have to try. I didn't know that. I have to try that.
The machine has to be running. In order,
machine has to be running.
We don't
Okay.
stock them, but
Wow.
it's coming out. We'll grab it beforehand, and it's great.
Well, so I'm gonna let Carlos know about this event that I got invited from through Krispy Kreme. So there is the Gateway for Cancer Research Star-Studded Red Carpet event this Saturday at the Sheraton Grand Chicago. And 16-time Grammy Award nominated R&B legend Brian McKnight will be in the building. Melissa Peterson, who is an actress and comedian known for her roles in Reba and Baby Daddy. Angelica Hale, the youngest America's Got Talent finalist. Fernando Varilla, recording artist. The London Essentials 5-piece acoustic party band. Pia Toscano, American Idol finalist, and the new Netflix show West Side. William Joseph, who is a pianist and recording artist and composer. Caroline Campbell, International Carnegie Hall violinist. I can never say that right. And Montreal Orchestra will be there. This will be this Saturday. It starts at 5:30. Tickets start at $1,000. It's a fundraiser for cancer. And I will be interviewing these individuals I just named, including Brian McKnight, this Saturday at the red carpet.
Awesome.
So that will be downtown. I'm excited. I will have video. I will have coverage. So stay tuned because I'm going to be lighting up all the social media with my team, letting them, see bits and pieces of the event.
Right.
Yes.
Oh,
so
exciting.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and I want Carlos and Charmin to think of something. If there's a person out here that's watching us today and they have something that they want to do, but they're afraid of fear or failure, or they might want to relocate for a job and they think that maybe I shouldn't do it. And I want you to, what one piece of advice would you give them? Intellectual Radio and iHeart radio station, Making Waves with Ms. Darci. Back in a moment for our final comments. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. Boy, I'm telling y'all, these conversations, y'all may have to pay for these conversations. Like literally. This is meeting of the minds in the making right here.
Yes.
So we're going to start with Carlos. What one piece of advice would you give to an entrepreneur or someone who might want to relocate and get a job opportunity but afraid to do it?
I've always believed that you have to follow opportunity. Opportunity is never going to fall in your lap. That doesn't exist. It's 1 in a trillion chance of that happening. And moving across the country these days is not that big of a deal.
It's not.
It really isn't. The worst thing that could possibly happen is you have to fall back on your family and get in your car and drive home with what's left of your belongings. And so I like to think of what the worst possible scenario could be, and the upside is limitless. So you just got to do it. Just get in the truck, drive where you got to go, find that opportunity, and run it like you own it. Whether you own it or not, for real. One of the first pieces of advice somebody gave manager was, you got this. Run it like you own it.
I like that. And just think about your journey, because this is your next journey. So your journey when you first started in Miami, you never knew that this was where you would end up at. Right. And now look what you're planning to do is open up more Krispy Kremes. Who would have thought when you were at the restaurant for sushi, or when you were helping Whole Foods, who would have thought that this is where that would take you? But if it was fear, you wouldn't be here today. Right. You would still be in Miami, right? So that's That's huge.
Exactly. Just
That's
take it as it comes,
huge.
really.
And are you glad you made that move?
Absolutely. I have a great time in Chicago. My wife and I are having a great time. We're expecting our first baby.
I was just going to ask you if you had kids. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 months away.
2 months away.
Yep.
So you know what the sex is?
Yeah, he's a boy.
Oh,
boy.
Is he going to be a junior?
He's not going to be a junior.
He's not going to be a junior?
No, my family doesn't do that. We've never done it.
Okay.
So his name is Lucas.
Wait, you already got the name and everything.
We don't.
You guys should see his whole face just lit up. Like 2 months. 2 months.
He's coming.
So it's going to be a December baby.
December baby in Chicago.
Oh my goodness.
Born to Caribbean, tropical parents.
Right. Oh, that's going to be exciting. You got to keep us posted. We will continue to follow Krispy Kreme and anything that they're doing, and we'll get out and try to cover it and let people know what's going on with Carlos. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your story. Your story, I'm sure, will inspire several individuals because it has a whole dynamic behind it. Charmin?
You know what I would tell people is, number one, to always have a heart of love and compassion for people, because you never know where you're going to end up. I ended up here after Hurricane Katrina. It was not in my plan at all to come to a place that I really didn't want to be with the bitter cold. But God does give you penguin skin when you get here. I've learned that. But you have to know that it's going to be okay. I went from Hurricane Katrina to going on dialysis. Then I had to have a kidney transplant. And I have to tell you, I begged God every day to die. It was so...
And you don't look like what you've been through.
Oh, my God.
Can I say that?
Thank you.
See, and that's the thing that people don't get.
Right.
You never know what a person's going through. People say, well, why are you always so happy?
Yes.
I'm not always happy, but it takes a lot to frown and be mad.
Yes.
So what's wrong with saying good morning or have a nice day, or somebody's coming behind you, hold the door open up?
Yes.
It's little things.
It's
I've been out at 5 o'clock in the morning. I say good morning. What's good about it? I'd be like, what is wrong? And I'm not saying that people don't have issues, because life struggle is real. I get it. Everybody got things and everybody handle things differently.
Right.
But to say hello means nothing, because you never know who you may need.
My dad used to always say that as you climb the ladder, something could throw you back down, and you better make sure that the fall is gentle, because you've been good to people going up.
Yeah.
And I live by that. And, I went from that to getting a kidney from a living donor. Who we're dear friends with. The man is so amazing. Wow. So from that, and then just as I healed from that, I got cancer, thought I was going to lose my leg. And a lot of people would be angry. You can't get angry, because the control is not with you. It's part of the journey to tell the story, to encourage people. I would tell people, don't wait. Don't wait. If you want to do it, do it. Because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I was a healthy person, never was a drinker, never was a smoker. In a million years, you couldn't have told me I was going to be on my deathbed with dialysis. Right.
But it makes you going through what you're going through. It makes you stronger. I suffer from migraines.
Yes.
My migraines used to be 2 days. Now they're 7.
Yeah.
And so I'm like a night sleeper in the dark. No eating. You can't cook nothing. I can't take the smell. I can't take no noise. And I'm looking for a cure. I take something that can help, but it doesn't get rid of that piercing pain, just throbbing. So, but I could be mad, but I'm not going to. No. What I'm saying is we have to take what we have and make it work for us.
That's right.
We have to make it. And some people going through something. Just hearing your story.
Yes.
I met her a while back. A while back.
Then
we reconnected again last Saturday at Chicago's Inventors Convention. So you never know. Everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
And so she's right. Time doesn't wait for anyone. No. People. So if you want to write a movie, if you want to do poetry, if you want to be a comedian, if you want to open up a restaurant, if you want to be a mechanic, whatever it is that you want to do it, don't tell Carlos, Sharma, and me or Earl, just go do it.
Just do it.
Just go do it. Because if you're waiting to do it, there's no such thing as the right time.
No such thing.
You have to act right. Today is the right time.
Today is the day.
Start right now. Get your plan and get some people together and make it happen today.
Today.
Because my aunt, when she died, she had all this fancy jewelry and lingerie
Yes.
and pearls, and she's saving for a special occasion.
Right.
And all of that stuff was still in the box, never worn.
Never worn. Today is a special occasion. That's right.
Every day is a special occasion.
That's right.
So again, Carlos, I know you got a busy, hectic schedule. You too, Sharma. Thank both of you all for embracing us today and sharing your story to uplift and inspire someone. Thank you, super producer. Thank you, listeners, and please share the broadcast because we would definitely be sharing it. Great nuggets here today. In closing, I just want to say safe travels, build your own dreams, or someone else will hire you to build theirs. And that could be me or Sharman or Carlos. And we're out. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.
Yes,
see you guys later.